All right, here we are. We're tearing down a mansion on Captiva Island. Captiva Island is really amazing. It's really a sad thing that happened with what Hurricane Ian did to this one. So it costs too much to rebuild, so they're gonna tear it down and start all over. Let's go see if there's enough stuff here to warrant the amount of drive time and the amount of sitting time getting on and off this island.
So what do you think, man? Is this gonna be a hard one or an easy one?
Easy one.
Piece of cake? It's funny because you get stuck in traffic for 2 hours. If you're like me, I gotta pee like a Russian racehorse.
Me too.
So some guy gets out of his car and pees and somebody Karens him, you know?
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do? You're stuck in traffic for 2.5 hours.
We gotta have a bottom.
Yeah.
To have one, at least.
Yeah, well, they don't have a truck. Well, he took a different approach. So I wanna walk through.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Really nice.
You wanna walk through?
Yeah.
All right, so is there anything sketchy or funny or interesting on this one?
Just a lot of big pilings.
Look at the size of these pilings. Those are ginormous. How far down do you think those go?
We did that one house we tore down on Hickory had the same exact kind of pilings as this, and they were probably 10 foot down, but
Yeah.
they all broke off really easy, so they were really hard to get up because.
So you had to dig down in, pull them out?
Yeah, because they kept breaking off.
So we just talked to the owner. The owner bought this from whoever used to have it. He said there was a huge amount of deferred maintenance on this house. So he had a bid to renovate it, and the bid was so expensive that he decided he was just going to tear this down. Now he's a general contractor too. He's a general contractor from California. So this is the bay. So what do we see in here that we might be able to turn around? This is a nice floor. Look at that. Looks like it's been refinished at some point in time. Yeah. Well, step one, turn the water off. That's funny. Yeah, Talon was saying there's really not much in here to be salvaged, and I see what he was saying. So looking at this one, looking for finds, I mean, these doors and stuff, they are going to be hurricane rated, but they're hurricane rated from 1980s, you know, or 1970s. Probably 1980s is what I'm thinking on this house. This kitchen, it's a nice kitchen for 1984. It's not anything that we could resell in a reasonable manner. It wouldn't make sense. It's just not got the appeal. So what we got to do is we got to juggle what it would cost to take it out and what we think we can get out of it. Now there's some very unique things on this house. Look at this right here. Somebody did that. That was somebody hand painted that. And then they varnished over it. So this refrigerator is probably the only thing in here. You think the guys can pull that out? There's no reason to crunch that up. So.
Can we get the smell out?
Does it smell?
Yeah, it smells. Yeah, it's rotten.
Here, let me. I can't smell it.
You don't smell that.
I can't smell nothing.
Really, you don't smell that.
I can't smell nothing.
It reeks.
All right. Well, we'll skip the fridge, but it's not worth bringing guys out here to do it. Talon already said that. It has an elevator. That elevator could be taken out. A lot of work. Unfortunately, you don't know if you can sell them or not. It's not worth taking the effort. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to stink you out. But the funny thing is I can't smell any of it, and that's what happens when you do demo and you don't wear masks when you should. This house, there are some things in here that we could do something with, like these doors here, but we're back to the same problem. We just don't have enough stuff here to make it make sense. Now we could take this stuff up. This would be distressed wood. We could do that. You know, Talon, I probably talked to him because a lot of this stuff out here, this with the color of this is distressed, and it would be something that people would be interested in. Let's go take a look at this other part. All right, so this would be the guest house, and there was an additional house up there. I'm not sure if it's a shed or a house or a guest house. Pretty common in these scenarios here that people, they have these very long, about 100 foot wide lots. They're real close to each other when you get back here and you look at the houses. If you live on Sanibel and Captiva both are sanctuaries for wildlife. There's a lot of different ideas here in Florida. You go to Fort Myers Beach and you've got a different flavor of people. You have people that are business people who've done well, buy second homes there. Naples, newer, flashier, more in your face kind of wealth. Here, the wealth is more, it's artsy fartsy, stay to yourself, quiet kind of money. That's what you have on Sanibel. And when a big parcel comes available in Sanibel, it's frequently what happens is a bunch of the wealthy people get together, they buy it, and then they donate it. So Sanibel and Captiva is really just a big, gigantic sanctuary. It also has bike trails everywhere, which is really cool. And you do get to see Mother Nature. So this big thing, what are we getting out of it? Practically nothing, okay? The owner is here. We will take this with us. He is showing us around. So the kitchen here, just too old. Not something we want to really mess with. Airbnb booty, I'm gonna take that with me. Now this, when you look at the track here, you see how deep the track is? You look at the style, you look at the handle, okay? These are probably 5 to 10 years old. So these could have been repurposed. But again, the same problem we got is in order to do that, we're busy. We're not slam busy, but we're busy. But it did make sense to send a crew all the way out here. There's a lot of obstacles when you're dealing with these islands. The main thing is how long it takes to get on and how long it takes to get off. So this morning was smooth sailing. I got here 8 o'clock-ish. If you're getting here at 9 or 10, you might be in an hour traffic to get on. And then when you leave tonight, guess what? It's going to be about 2 hours to get off this island. This hurts me that I can't get these out and take them away. All right, let's tear it down.
All right, here we go. We're getting started on this this mansion. It's on an island in Southwest Florida called Captiva Island, which is at the other end of Sanibel. A lot of people have never heard of Captiva. It's a very small community. It's technically part of the Sanibel part of, basically it's a resort island. It's just, there's a crazy amount of money there. So what you're seeing here is you're seeing us using our 323 excavator, and we're demolishing the guest house. This is the guest house. The house is at one end of the pool. The guest house is at the other end of the pool on this one. This is a rather large parcel. It's over an acre. An acre on this island is worth a lot of money. So what you have is you have a house that has been damaged by Hurricane Ian pretty significantly. This one had a lot of deferred maintenance, according to the owner. The owner is actually a contractor out of California. He does high-end stuff. He bid this house out to have it renovated, and it was going to cost $4 million for the renovation on it. And he said, nah, if I'm going to do that, I'm just going to build a new one. So smart move on his part, if you're asking me. Nobody's really asking me, but you know, building something new that can take these hurricanes, and that is just a really good idea. These frame houses are, you know, they're adequate, but they're not what you build when you build a new one and you use the concrete pilings and all that stuff. It just makes a big difference. They can take these new houses after these hurricanes they're just not touched very much. You do 4 or 5 little things to it, and you're back at it, you know. So this frame house is kind of a precarious teardown here, because the owner, he actually built that shed behind there, and he needed a place to put his stuff while he rebuilds, and the stuff that he was going to keep. And he built that shed and put everything in it, but it was awful close to this place. So, you know, that's where Colton is the guy to do this stuff. Those pilings he's pulling out, that machine makes that look so effortless. But those are, they're between 20 and 25 feet tall, and they're down into the ground about 10 to 15 feet. And, you know, it's really, if you didn't have that big old machine, it would be something very, very difficult to do. You see there's one of them right there. And technically, could those pilings be reused? Actually, they could be. The problem with this particular situation, it's so far from our shop. We just didn't do we didn't do a lot of recycling on this one. This one was in pretty bad shape and too far away. It's gonna take these guys, it'll take them about an hour and a half every trip to go to the dump. Hour and a half to 2 hours every time. Here's him pulling apart this pool. This pool was a chore to get apart. It didn't come apart real easily. So whoever built this built it to last. So this was built in the 90s, according to the owner. You know, you're seeing us use this big old excavator to dig in and pull this thing apart. So the dumps, that house all went to the C&D dump. And this material here, we have a different dump trailer there, you can see it. And basically what we're doing is we take all the concrete to the concrete dump. The difference is, for this whole load, it's gonna be $150 to $200 for that whole load of concrete versus the C&D, which is gonna be done by the ton. So the big dumpsters that we're using 40-yard dumpsters, and we're using our 65-yard dump trailer on this one. And again, the biggest thing on this one is not the teardown itself is not a tremendous amount of time. The time in this one is the distance on this island, because it's a one-road island on and off, and there's only one bridge on and off. So what happens at the tail end of the day, say starting about 3 o'clock, to get off the island, you know, you're talking, you know, 1 hour to 2 hours to get off the island every time. So, and then during the day, it takes you an hour to get on and an hour and a half to get off. So every time we take a load out of there, let's say there's 20 loads, well, that's 20 times that we have to spend these extended times getting off the island. So island life is really cool, really fun, but it's also a real pain in the butt when you're getting contracting stuff done. It also adds to your cost. So this is Colton here. This is a cab view of him loading. This is him tearing down the main part of this house. It's a pretty good size house. It sits right on the bay on Captiva. The property here is mainly preserve. It's the mindset behind this community is more wildlife focused. It's not as much. You see all that dirt right there? You know where that came from? That came from the hurricane. So all that dirt that's inside the house came from the Hurricane Ian. So that water was up inside of the house. That's 10 foot off the ground. That's something. So you're seeing how Colton does this. What he does is he tries to create an envelope, the minimal envelope to clean up as possible. So he'll pull the house in, and he'll push the house in, and he'll try to break up the material into small enough chunks that'll fit inside of our dump trailer without too much effort. It's really kind of sad to watch these houses be torn down, but this one's going to become bigger and better. And this is a AAA location on a scale from 1 to 3. This is, you know, lifestyles of the rich and famous. If I named off all the people that live in the houses surrounding this, you would probably recognize some of them. Of course, I don't actually know any of them. You hear about them, but you don't really see them a lot. Most of those people, they stay to themselves, and they're not out at the restaurants and stuff very often. So this is an island where I've heard that a lot of the Secret Service and stuff like that, they retire here, and it's kind of a quiet, really sleepy kind of a place, and it's got bike trails all over this place, and it's a really nice place. I like it a lot. I like to go over there and ride my bikes sometimes. I haven't done it for a year or two, but I've been staying kind of on Fort Myers Beach because of all the filming. So here we go. This house is, about halfway done. And the C&D trips here, you're talking probably 20 trips in multiple trucks. We were running our whole crew on this one. We weren't running our whole crew. We had one other excavator running on another job and one truck running on another job. But this kind of stuff, we try to get to it pretty quick because we're on the coast, and as you noticed on the other property, I don't know if you noticed it or not, it had blown insulation. When you have blown insulation, you need to get that stuff in the trucks and out of there pretty quick, or you decorate the whole neighborhood. This area right here across from here is preserve area. It is an area that'll probably never get built. Every time somebody puts a property up for sale on Sanibel, big piece, the wealthy people get together, I shouldn't say every time, but a lot of times, and they buy it up and they turn it into preserves. So, the funny thing about our areas, Fort Myers Beach is kind of like the rich entrepreneur guys that have made it. Naples is like old wealth, and this is old wealth too. In they're owning 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and $10 million houses. So, it's pretty good money. So this right here, that's our finished product. What do you think? How do you think we did? Thank you for joining us on this journey, this demolition journey. And that's it, man. We got this demo taken care of, and I don't even want to know how many hours it took us to get all this debris off of here. So, hey, thanks for watching, and check out our next video, and we'll see you on the next one.